Okay, so let me just conclude this video. This response video. Okay. Okay, so at user say maybe instead of talking about a Rolex watch, maybe you should have took that money and bought you a car to get around. Make it make sense. Okay. So as I said before in the previous video, as I was getting ready to say, as far as making it make sense, nothing I can say or nothing I can say is to be said so that it'll make sense to you or to anybody. Because my life was my life. How I handle situations within my life was handled based on the situation I was in and based on the knowledge and the understanding that I had of the situation at the time, and not allowing God at that time to lead and guide me, right? So now that I have grown up, now that I am in God more, instead of just knowing of God and just serving Him, now I am in Him and He's in me. So now He's given me a better understanding of how to deal with certain things with my children. But it does not take away from the situation at hand. It doesn't take away when these situations that was going on for years continue or come back up again. It still does not take away, no matter how saved and sanctified and Holy Ghost filled am I, and living for the Lord and preaching the gospel, it does not take away of me being an individual, me being a human being. Because my Bible tells me that I am in the world, but I'm not of the world. So being in the world, I'm going to feel things. Being in the world, my children's going to act the way they're going to act towards me regardless of what God said in the Bible, regardless of what I taught them or what I didn't teach them, regardless of them being in the system or out of the system or around the system or being around people. The system is not what people is what the system is not what makes people, it's how people adjust to the system. That's why a lot of people don't like ACS workers. That's why a lot of people don't like BCW workers back then. That's why a lot of people don't like police officers. A lot of people may not like teachers or certain doctors. It doesn't change who they are as human beings. It's how they allow their job to influence them to be the person that they should or shouldn't be. So me teaching my children to respect their elders does not mean they're going to do it. And it doesn't mean that they're not going to do it. It's all about an individual going through the stages of life. A baby is a baby, and me as a mother did not expect my 1-year-old baby to be eating solid food at 1 year old. I breastfed my children, so therefore, some of them anyway, so therefore I had to learn how to wean them off. If they didn't wean themselves off, there was a way that the parent had to wean that child off so that she or he can begin to eat solid food. So and then once that child is weaned off, then that child grows into the solid food stage. And then it goes into picking the type of food that they want to eat. Now, regardless of what kind of baby food that I got or what kind of food I may have cooked, if they didn't want it, they had a choice to eat it or not eat it. And it was up to me to whether to continue to feed it to them or whether I was going to just say, oh, they don't like that, so I'm not going to cook that. But in my perspective of it, if I only had grits to cook, then that's all they could eat. I wasn't going out there to steal something else because they didn't want to eat the grits. Or I wasn't going to go and steal something to get the grits because that's what they wanted and I didn't have. My children had to accommodate before they did leave me and got into the system. Some of them were still on bottles. Some of them was just beginning to walk. So a lot of they early life was away from me. So they didn't get to know. I told my daughter that. I said, you don't know nothing about me. The only thing you know is that I'm your mother. But you have no idea who I am. But here's the thing. When my children, because my children was away from me, I made it my business that when we spent time together on a visit, I paid attention. That was one of my traits anyway. I pay attention to people. I pay attention to their expressions. I pay attention to their body language. As I was saying earlier in one of my videos, I was going to be a parent advocate, so I had to go through certain courses that the director of the place that of the facility that my daughter was in, that's deceased today, I had to go and, what's her name? I had to go and learn and be taught certain mind span of these children and be able, so that I can be able to understand their reaction to things, you know? So anyway, let me go on. Let me finish this so I can get myself in the bed. So I got a long day tomorrow. Okay, so me talking about the Rolex, I don't know why that's bothering you, but I guess because you don't really understand what I was really talking about, and I seem to be angry about the fact of a car, that you felt that the right thing to say was for me to just not buy the Rolex and buy me a car. But this is my life. And even though I want a car and I would prefer a car, I don't have the funds for no car. I don't even have the funds for a Rolex. But okay. So something just distracted me for a moment there. So just like I said, of course, the word Rolex makes one think you have money because you go out there and buy certain things. That doesn't mean that you have a pocket full of money. You see what I'm saying? And what people don't understand, they quick to judge people and say, oh, why they walking around here with a Louis Vuitton bag and they got a dime in their pocket? That's what they want. Why should it matter to you? And I'm not saying you, but I'm talking in general. Why should it matter to a person what's in a person's pocket based on what they walking around with? I've been in cars with people that didn't have a dime in their pocket, but they was driving a Lexus or they was driving a BMW, right? So because they riding around in a BMW, how they being seen and looked upon is that, oh, that person got some money. Why? Because it's a luxury car. So because a Rolex watch is only supposed to be considered for a rich person to wear because of the price that they cost. I know my budget. God knows my budget. So I asked him for a Rolex and he gave me the money to buy it. So I don't have to be out there trying to make sure I got some gas for my Rolex. I can have a car parked out my house, but if I ain't got no money to put no gas in it, I ain't going nowhere. So you want to talk about, I should have brought a car to get around. Public transport. I live in New York City. Excuse you. I live in New York City. So why should I go spend thousands of dollars for a car to be in traffic for 10 hours and be late for where I need to go? Where at least if I get on the train and the train say, okay, this is the last stop, they at least direct you to the next train so you can get to your destination. But if I'm in traffic, I can't get out the trap. I can't get out my car and go get in somebody else's car. I can't be. That's just like I said. A Rolex is a gift, whereas a car is a responsibility. You see what I'm saying? And I have my husband to take care of, so I don't need to get no extra responsibility that in reality will keep me away from my husband. So if I go get a car, right? Now I don't have that. I don't have that mind now. Right? And that's probably why I was unable to get one earlier, because I would have been driving around and not taking care of my business, because that's the mind I had then. I was younger then and I wasn't settled down like I am now. So now I can get my Rolex watch and I can sit it down and I cannot wear it. I cannot wear it for months and months and months in, because of the what is it? Dad, what's the word? Because of how good it is and how, dad, what's the word I'm looking for? I can leave that watch and not wear it for many of years. But because of how good the watch is, dag, there's another word I'm looking for, but I can't seem to get that word. Because unfortunately, I didn't go to college. And I say I didn't graduate, because I did go to college. But I didn't graduate. But, so I don't know all them fancy words. You know what I'm saying? My granddaughter gave me this cup. It turns the whatever you drink in the color it is. This supposed to be, oh, who's this? Is this frozen? I don't know. But anyway, you can see it turned it, because this is ginger ale, and we all know ginger ale is not blue. So anyway, I can leave the watch and not wear it and go pick it up. Put it on my arm, shake my arm, and it's working, and I can go sleep in it, do whatever, I'm working it, whatever. It's an investment that's going to last a long time. Yes, you can go and invest your money in a car, and anything can happen to that car. In a split second. A watch too, but in a split second, it something can happen to that car. And I ain't got the money to go pay for it. So what, the car gonna sit there, and then it gotta be moved to one side to another. I don't move it from one side to another when I'm supposed to. I'm gonna get a ticket. I get a ticket, I gotta pay for that ticket. If I don't pay for that ticket, then I won't be able to get a car if I want one, because them tickets gonna be in my name. Maybe you're not getting my concept here, but that's my point. So whereas I could just put the watch or my little my little vanity right there, and it could sit right there, and it could stay there for hours and days and months and years. And I ain't got to worry about nothing. I ain't got to worry about fixing nothing. That's why I paid the money to get it fixed. Okay? So that way I ain't got to worry about fixing it later on in life. And to be honest, I didn't even have to get it fixed if I had went through the people that I bought the watch from. And I bought it secondhand. I bought it used. Why? Because I could not afford the full price for a new watch. Excuse you. So you worrying about me talking about a Rolex. Yes, I'm going to talk about my Rolex, because I'm very glad that God allowed me to be able to pay for it. I paid for it. I didn't go out there and steal it. So you may think I should go get a car so I can get around. There is public transportation right outside my door. All I have to do is just walk out my house and go jump on the bus. And I'm praying, asking God that when I move, that when I'll move not too far from public transportation. God knows what I need. And what I need, that's what God give me. And as the song say, what you need, God's got it. Oh, what you need, God's got it. Whatever I need, my God's got it. 'Cause he got everything I need. So, you may feel like I shouldn't be talking about a Rolex, and I should go look and take that money and buy a car. That money that I took to pay for my Rolex would not even have gotten me a car. You know why? Because before I could drive away from a car, I got to have me some insurance. So that's some more money. Child, you just don't know my life, so don't talk. Don't talk. You can comment, you can state your opinion, but you can't tell me what to do because you don't know my life. Okay? So now I respond to user. Let me see. There's another one. Okay. Okay, 6B. 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 Okay, so it was the other one. Okay. So, yeah, I answered both of them. And I answered the user. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so, yeah. So, that's the deal. That's the deal, McNeil. That's the deal, McNeil. I am at a place in my life where I'm able to get the things that I wanted 5 years ago. I couldn't get it then. And I had maybe the ability. 10, 20, 30 years ago, I had the money to be able to buy a car. But unfortunately, I didn't know how to go about to get it. And when I did go and seek help from family members, they played me. I guess that's the word I could use. They played me. So, but I'm not fussing. I'm not worried about it. I'm not thinking about it because my grandmother told me not to get a car. So every aspect in my life that brought me to an opportunity that I thought was to get a car, I didn't get the car. And I'm glad I'm dead. I'm glad I didn't, because I would have been trying to find a parking space. I listen to people. You know how many people that I know that have a car that got into accidents? And I'm not saying that it's good or bad, or, we all know that it can happen to anybody. But my thing is, I was told something to do, and that's what I did. I was too scared to go against what my grandmother said. My grandmother said to me, Sharon, don't get no car. Sharon, don't get no car. Sharon, don't marry that man. So I already was disobedient to her one time, and now I'm suffering the consequences. I wasn't trying to suffer the consequences no more. I learned by my mistakes. I'm here to tell you. Some things I had to keep repeating over and over again. I had to keep doing it over. I had to thought I was out of it, and next thing you know, I was back into it because of the simple fact I refused to listen. And those was things in my life that I had to repeat in order to learn not to do. But some things, you only got to tell me once. You only got to tell me once. You only got to tell me once. That's why when the Lord brought me out of certain things in my life that I put myself in, and he thought it not robbery to come and step in the situation and remove it, clear it out, I wasn't trying to step back in it. So my grandmother told me not to get a car. No matter how much I wanted one back then, I ain't buy one. And I said, Mommy, why you don't want me to get a car? She would go, And I think she saw something. I think the Lord showed her something. I know they'll probably say, you putting on makeup this time of night? No, I just Feel like my eyebrows need a little. Yeah, I'll be doing. I'll probably, see, it came out. Told you my little eyebrows there. I need my eyebrows to shape my face. And I know it's late at night, but hey, I'm eating Jesus. Going to bed. Okay, I just need to put a little structure to my face. And who knows, maybe, it's like I said, maybe the Lord told her something. And I don't want to say she was afraid to tell me, but she didn't want to tell me, maybe to scare me. Who knows? Maybe the Lord showed her that if I had got a car, I would have got in an accident. And just like I said, I got into an accident because of my eyes not being good. But I had no idea it was my eyes. But it was my eyes. And God allowed me to get out the accident. And there was times that I was driving that, I'm not going to say there was times I was driving and my eyes blanked out or whatever. But I just didn't feel comfortable. Right? But I didn't know what it was. So, even though I got 20/20 vision, I done went to the eye doctor. The eye doctor done told me, and that was last week. As you see, I did a video. So I keep y'all kind of posted. This is why I said this channel is about my life. My life. What's going on with me. I don't involve too much of my family. I may involve other people, but it's based on the fact of my feelings. Because I have a lot of feelings in me that I have kept in me for years that I've never expressed. And this is a way of me expressing it. That's why I say, y'all can leave comments. I don't mind y'all opinions, But when you just want to get a little bit too personal and be like, like, why you ain't owning up to what you did? What did I do? Maybe I'm missing something. No, I'm not saying that I was a perfect parent. I did say in my videos that I understood that my children may or still is angry with me due to the fact of them not being with me. But just like I said, they was told lies. I tried my best. I was a people pleaser. So I tried my best to please my kids to the T. There's a video that I put out there. I believe it was recently. I can't remember the entitlement of it. But I was like, kids get where they so used to you just letting them do and say and act any kind of way or do whatever they want to do in your house. I don't want you to get me wrong, just in case somebody see this video, that my kids is doing whatever they want in here. No, they don't. They don't do whatever they want. I have full control over my house. Not full control over my kids, but full control over my house. Let me correct that. God has full control over my house. So there's things that my kids do not do in my house. They do not bring people in my house. They do not have guys coming in and out of the house. Whoever they deal with, that's who they be with for years. So, with that being said, I think that's enough. I done said enough, so I'm not gonna, I'm not going to, too much dwell on the response. Dwell on the response of how people feel, or dwell on responses of people's opinions. I kind of let that fly over my head. But when people actually feel like they know me enough to dictate how I am, that's when I feel like that I got to say something now. Dictate what I'm not doing. Now, maybe if it was stated in an opinion, well, maybe, I'm not going to even say what they should have said, because I'm not agreeing with that. Because if it was the other way around, my comment would have never been like that. So that's it. So I'm just going to leave that alone. I just want to say this to User and to, what's the other person's name? I think it was, what was the other person's name? Well, the other person that, they know who they are. I am not upset. I still love you with God's love. I appreciate your judgmental opinions or your judgmental response, whatever. And I don't hold it against you, because you do not know my life. And I guess as time go on, I'm becoming to be more comfortable with y'all. And I'm coming to a point where I really don't care what people think of me anymore, because that's why I couldn't say too much. Because in the beginning, when I started really making videos a lot, I will always say, well, I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not going to talk about that, or I will start something and be like, well, I'll leave that alone, because I was afraid of what people would think. But I am so confident in God. I believe that God, I believe and know that He is in control of my life. Just like my video that I take the Sunday of the song, wait, what was it? So long, bye-bye. So long, bye-bye. Goodbye to my pain and my sorrow. So long, bye-bye. So that's where I am right now. Pain and sorrow. And when I say pain and sorrow, I don't mean physical pain and physical sorrow. I mean spiritual. I mean in a spiritual aspect. And you must understand, what goes on spiritually within the individual comes out in the natural realm. So that's why I don't judge nobody for their comments. And I still love at User. I still love you. But I want you to understand, there's no way I can make my life make sense to you, because I'm the one who live in it. Maybe I can say some things where you may go, oh, okay, I understand it now. Maybe you'll get a better understanding, but I will never be able to make my life make sense to you, because you may see or come across another video of mine that you've become frustrated, be like, what's going on? And you may state another opinion. But I went through what I went through with my children, and it helped me to be a better person, as well as a better mom. Right? I could use the excuse that I got pregnant early, I got married early, I had no knowledge of taking care of children and stuff like that. I can use that, but that's an excuse. Because your age ain't got nothing to do with you getting married. People just put an age on getting married, but it has nothing to do with it. Your age doesn't have nothing to do with you being a mother. Your age doesn't have anything to do with you giving birth. You see what I'm saying? It's your body that affects, because your age don't do nothing for a baby. When you get there in the doctor office and it's time to have the baby, the doctor ain't going to say nothing to you about, oh, okay, oh, what? You 25? No. Your age ain't you ain't gonna be able to have no baby, and the baby gonna disappear. No, it's your body. Now, how you deal with your pregnancy and giving birth and so forth and so on, it's up to your mental stage or whatever. But doesn't have anything to do with it. So I'm gonna stop here because I need to go to bed because it's like I say, I got a long day ahead of me if God say so. So again, I love y'all. Y'all have a nice night. Y'all enjoy the rest of your night. Remember that I love y'all. I will always love y'all. And I appreciate all your comments, all your judgmental comments. I appreciate them because that lets me think of what people see and think of what they hear about me, you know? But it doesn't, it doesn't make me feel any different towards y'all. So y'all have a blessed night and God bless you. Good night.